And what I'd like to do is just introduce our first speaker. And his name is Owen Brady-Traczyk. He's with National Grid, and he's going to start off on what they're doing, what they're thinking, and then we'll go into Jen Emirato from MassDEP perspective at Eversource. But so with that, I'll include Owen to come on up, and you can click that on, and we'll do a sound check.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
I see folks. I want to just give a shout out to everyone who is online. There's a tremendous team here from the MassDEP who is working on the technical details of making sure that you can all see and hear us throughout the session. So definitely a big kudos to them for managing this as we have different speakers coming up and different uses of the room here on the event today. I do want to extend just say good morning to everybody. I'm really pleased to be here today on behalf of National Grid. I'm going to keep my comments fairly brief. I just wanted to provide a bit of context around how National Grid is thinking about this, and then also how my team specifically is thinking about this. And there are a few things that are going on this week that I think provide a wonderful backdrop for this session and for our conversation around the technology. Of course, a little further afield over in the United Arab Emirates, COP28 is going on at the moment, and there are significant conversations around how we need to be focusing on our collective action to achieve decarbonization and to avoid the worst outcomes of climate change. And then more locally this week, we had the 2080 order issued in that proceeding within the state of Massachusetts. And that's interesting and exciting. And there's a lot of things that are going to come out of that. The one sort of line that came out of that I noticed as I was perusing the 140 pages, which I haven't fully digested, but I'm making my way through. Within the summary, there actually was a comment that said, in order to achieve the Commonwealth's climate goals, there must be a significant increase in the use of electrified and decarbonized heating solutions within the state of Massachusetts. So I'm really glad that we're all here today to think about one of those solutions and to think about how it fits into our broader climate ambition and the work that we're doing to achieve that. I'm going to see if this clicker works. If not, I'll blame Aaron and his technology bugs that he had earlier on and say that those are still lingering here. No, there we go. I think we're good. So I will say that this is certainly a decarbonized heating technology that we think is likely to play a role in terms of how we will achieve decarbonization within the state of Massachusetts. Exactly what role it will play, I think, is going to ultimately evolve as the technology becomes more known. And as we see, there are different technology providers here today who are thinking about different solutions at different scales. We heard questions around single family use, and we've heard everything all the way up to large hospitals and thermal networks as well. So I think it's likely to have a role. And then the question will just be, how does it get deployed and how does it get deployed effectively? I will say that within National Grid, we put out our clean energy vision, which focuses in on 4 pillars. You can see they are energy efficiency in buildings, making use of hybrid systems, really leveraging those high COPs of heat pumps, in addition to providing some supplemental heating as necessary, targeted electrification and network geothermal, and then for any continued gas uses, specifically in hard to electrify sectors, trying to look at renewable natural gas and hydrogen as a way to potentially help those molecules become cleaner. I know Eversource has similar targets. We're all working towards the SBTI, the Science-Based Target Initiatives, over the course of the remaining years in the 2020 decade and then into the early part of the 2030s. And we collaborate very closely to try to bring these technologies to bear and to share learnings from the different pilots that we have going on. I will just put this up here to say, of course, we are committed to playing a leading role in enabling and accelerating the transition to a clean energy future. This image, which is terribly small and you're not really going to be able to follow it. Even those folks who are very close to their computer monitors virtually are probably not able to look at it too well. If you go onto the National Grid website and you look for our clean energy vision, you'll be able to pull this up in a broader way. But essentially what this talks about is there are a tremendous amount of both resources and end users in our society today. I was speaking with Aaron earlier, because we were sitting next to each other, about the Lawrence Livermore National Labs and their energy flow diagram, and really looking at the waste energy that is present in our society and ways that we can take advantage of that to try to make the overall system more efficient, thinking about integrated energy planning in the way that we're going to work together more collaboratively in the future. So this graphic is intended to represent how we see the different sources and sinks of energy in society and the way that we're trying to bring them all together as we work on this. As I said, I'm going to keep my comments fairly brief because I want to turn it over to my colleague Jen from Eversource, who's going to talk a little bit more about the MassSAVE program and how this technology will potentially interact with that. Contact information for both myself and Michael McDonald, who many of you may know, and who has been working on this technology for some time now, are available in the deck if you'd like to reach out to either of us, and we look forward to continuing the conversation. So, Pat, Jen, I'll turn it over to you.